I did not have Trump and Vance fighting Volodymyr Zelensky on my bingo card today. I was not even going to make a video. I was chilling. I have a cold. I was CNN and I saw this thing happen. It's like, oh my God, what just happened here? So you guys know the story already. You know, Zelensky was in town. He was in D.C. to sign this minerals deal with Trump, where they would sign over some minerals to go over to the U.S. because to help pay for the war. The funny thing about that deal was Zelensky, I think, had floated the deal out there, but I don't think he thought that Trump wanted that many minerals. I think he said, hey, we got these minerals here that might be able to help out, but Trump wanted more than necessary. But I guess Zelensky say, fine, whatever, take what you want. But I was listening on NPR and it was saying how there's not a lot of mining infrastructure in the Ukraine. It's not like Africa where there's a lot of mining there, where they have stolen Africa's resources for centuries upon centuries. It's not like that. Like if Zelensky signs this deal, which I don't know if he'll do now because he said he's never coming back to the White House. Oh my God, it's a mess. If he does sign that deal, the U.S. is going to have to build infrastructure. So I don't know if the minerals are in mines, if it's underground, well, they're going to have to build that up. And the U.S., if they do get those minerals out, won't see anything they said on NPR from 10 to 15 years. So it's not, so a lot of people are like, oh my God, we're going to get all these minerals from the Ukraine. It's like, it's not going to be immediate. Trump's going to be long gone if we ever see those minerals from Ukraine. So, you know, so Zelensky was here, or he was in DC, and they were talking, and Trump said something. I know it's by Zelensky's body language. He wasn't feeling it, but he didn't say nothing. It's like, whatever, you know, let him be him. So then Trump was asking the reporters, does anybody have any questions? And then your boy, JD Vance, popped up. He's like, I got something to say. I was like, what? No, Papi, you got nothing to say. Your job as VP is to sit there and nod. Mike Pence sat, whenever Trump said something, he nodded. He said, you're right, Mr. President. That's all he did. That's his whole job. Your job is to sit there and nod, man. But he said, I got something. And it ain't like JD went off to, it'd be totally different. JD went to Ukraine a bunch of times and he saw stuff and he had something to say. He said he went there once and then he's going by stories and clips that he saw. It's like, bruh, please, seriously? But the biggest thing was he was saying how Zelensky should be more thankful and show more gratitude to Mr. Trump. See, I think this stems from Elon Musk because we haven't seen JD and Trump at all. We've seen more Trump and Musk than we've seen JD and Trump. And maybe JD's feelings a little bit hurt. It's like, well, I'm the vice president. What about me? Trump don't care about you, man. So yeah, maybe his little feelings got hurt and he needs to prove how special he is to Mr. Trump so Trump don't fire him. So yeah, he was like, yeah, you need to be both thankful. And Zelensky was like, dude, I always thank America. And he has under the Biden administration. He always thanked America. You find tweets where he's always thanking America for helping out Ukraine. It's always been there, but I guess they want him to kiss the ring. And Zelensky didn't kiss the ring. Now, sometimes you have to do the dance to get what you need, right? But the reason Zelensky has been so powerful in some ways against Putin is that he was a strong leader. If you take a guy like that who's a proud Ukrainian and now you have to bow down to this guy with a bad tan, it's like, dude, I'm not doing that. So then they got into it. And the one thing Zelensky said was true. He said, that America is oceans away, but you're going to be feeling it one day. And that's when Trump just totally blew up. And he's right. Trump has been doing stuff in these first, not even 45 days. He's weakened our military with having a bad Secretary of Defense by getting rid of generals and people and Joint Chiefs of Staff and lawyers that's going to hurt us down the road. He's hurting us with the Health and Human Services by some quack who doesn't believe in vaccines. I can only imagine how bad we're going to be in 2 years. So Zelensky's right. We might not feel it today, but in soon enough, America's going to feel something. And with the defense is going to make us weaker because our enemies are seeing how weak our defense is because you got people in charge who don't know what they're doing. But I digress. So I was watching CNN, and then I moved over to MSNBC, and I saw Katie Tur. And Katie Tur, she was basically saying the same thing that JD Vance was saying. She was saying how well, Zelensky know how Trump is, so maybe he should have kind of, be a bit more gracious or saying something on his good side. I'm paraphrasing. It's like, what? This is insane. This is why I yell at Keith Olbermann. If it wasn't for Keith Olbermann, we wouldn't have Katie Turd. Katie Turd was in the Midwest someplace. And Keith Olbermann saw her and said, man, I need to bring you to New York. I know why Katie has a nice body. He's like, I need to bring you to New York. And they dated for a while. She had no job when she came to New York. But then she got a job at MSNBC, thanks to Keith. Katie. but now it's like, dude, every time I see her now, it's like, dude, really? They got rid of you and we're stuck with her? All these people that fight for MSNBC and they're keeping her? Someone said she should actually be on Fox. She would fit on Fox. She could do the same exact show on 3 o'clock on Fox. Because she's already blonde. She got a nice body. And she's not super conservative. Like Katie's almost like Republican light. She's not like a super, she would never fit with Hannity and that crew at night. She's really midday Fox News, right? She would fit greatly over there. I can't believe that chick said that. Are you kidding me? That's what Zelensky was like. I have to apologize for you two. Man, can you imagine if Zelensky did say, oh my God, Mr. Trump, you are so great. You are so wonderful. Thank you for everything. We're going to name streets after you. We're going to have babies named after you. Man, can you imagine Zelensky going back home and his people are looking at him like, bruh, that wasn't it. Why'd you do that? So crazy, man. Oh, yeah. I am from Ohio. On behalf of Ohio, I'd like to apologize for JD Vance. I do not claim this man. Us blue cities in Akron, Cleveland, Columbus, I think Cincinnati's blue. We do not claim JD Vance. Yes, JD Vance did grow up in Ohio, and he left Ohio. He was in the military. He made it out west when he went to grad school. He met his beautiful wife. Met Peter Thiel, the billionaire out there. Made lots of money. And Peter Thiel allegedly convinced JD Vance to come back to Ohio to run for senator. Our dumb folks in rural Ohio voted for this guy. He became senator. We have a lot of stupid Republicans in Ohio. A lot of really stupid Republican leaders. But I got to say JD Vance is the worst. JD Vance is the worst because he's one of those dudes who failed up in life. He failed up. He's one of those guys who, he got a great wife. He made a lot of money. He wrote a book. He became senator. He became vice president. And he's not really that smart. I'm sure you work with people like that. They got a great wife, wonderful wife, great kids, wonderful job. And you talk to them, and it's like, this guy's as smart as a bunch of rocks. And JD's the same way. And the thing that scares me about JD is that it's already started before when he was overseas. Because he thinks he's so bright and he's so smart and he's not, he's going to say something overseas that's going to hurt us. Maybe not get us into war hurting us, I hope not, but he's going to try. He's one of those fake tough guys. He feels like that he can say tough things and people are just going to bow down to him. Like, no, Putin does that. Putin is a dictator. Putin is a guy who allegedly pushed people out of windows or locked people up for decades or years. No. He's a scary individual. And the fact that the UN never stopped him is maddening to me. No, Putin is that dude. He's a scary, scary person. JD is not scary. The only scary thing about him is his beard because he had jolly face. But no, like he's going to get us in trouble one day because he's going to say something really stupid. And because Trump's been hiring a bunch of sycophants that's not going to stand up to him, you don't have nobody in the administration now who's going to stand up to Trump. Man, this reminded me, even in the last Trump administration, there was like that classic footage where people got up and said how great Trump was. And he was sitting there smiling like this. But now he's even got more of those people. And they're scared of him. And Congress, they haven't been doing nothing. They're scared of him too. I don't understand why you're so scared of a dude with a tan. And again, I get it. Elon Musk, he can finance campaigns that can hurt you. I get that. But still, man, this is about our republic. This is about our democracy. So Zelensky's right. Like, it's like Malcolm X said, chicken's going to come home to roost one day. But hey, we got to get those minerals, right? We in trouble.